when you look at the Flinders Lane as the sort of the rag trade district in Melbourne, buildings were built over a long period of time.
I mean, it's great to have such a good space and, you know, to have an amazing view and to be able to share this space with some really great people.
And to be right in the middle of the city.
What is this? How does a place like this survive? You don't sell any of this, do you, love?
Everyone thought we were totally insane when we started pitching this idea of using cardboard.
We just did what we wanted to do.
And now we're just part of Flinders Lane and we love it.
If Melbourne's creative community were a living organism, Flinders Lane would be its heart. It used to be the centre of the rag trade, but since that started to die down in the middle of last century, the lane has become a playground for designers, artists and other creative folk. The designers who work here are always experimental and sometimes even rebellious. This tour takes you to the places and introduces you to the people who have been of great importance in that they have helped to advance the design culture of this whole city.
If you can picture one wintry night in June, 5 or 6 people came together and decided the crafts are too important to be left to the vagaries of public institutions.
I do feel that since opening 11 years ago, E.G. Atal has really taught Melbourne a lot about contemporary jewellery.
If I waited for all these talented people to get together the cash flow to put up a full range or to do amazing photo shoots, the shop would be empty.
Some designers are all about charting new territory, whether it's setting up an unusual gallery or the task of designing a hotel or a store.
We travel a lot and we just hated the beige sort of ordinariness of 5-star hotels around the world. You know, that's the traditional hotel way of doing things, and that's just the opposite of what we did.
They're very much about looking at a material that you might not associate with the retail world and looking at ways of using that to create a space. We decided to use the boxes that Aesop used to ship their product around the world. There's 3,000 of them glued up into a bench. And also a wall feature.
This tour is also about the sources of all that creativity. It can be found mostly in the collective studio spaces that, although threatened by rising rents, are still thriving.
So many things happening in the building.
It's definitely very alive. There's a lot going on, and I suppose like the epicentre is the lift people.
The lift attendants.
They're kind of crazy.
Many of the designers you'll meet on this tour are well established now. But as you walk around Flinders Lane, many of them will take you back in time. You will learn about their dreams when they graduated from university and about the incidents and accidents that kick-started their careers.
A few years ago, Georgie made me a shirt with a print on it, sort of thing, and a couple of my friends wanted one, and then, you know, so we made 5, and then that sort of evolved into, you know, some more people wanting them, so we made 10 and then used all that money to go and sort of take around a couple of shops where, so 10 turned into 50, that turned into 100, and then we kept rolling from there.
The tour is a journey into the designer's mind to find out what makes them tick, what inspires them, and where their passions come from.
I've always been interested in street culture, in city culture, habits of adornment, how we, you know, in the early 80s, I became fascinated with how technology has created jewellery in the street with Walkmans and how that became more and more jewellery-like. The little earphones, the iPods, all these sort of things, and how we adapt them in the same way as we do, to speak the same language as what jewellery does, to speak about us.
The open and honest accounts of those you'll hear on this tour will make you appreciate design and architecture in a different, much brighter light and make Flinders Lane really shine.
There was a few seasons ago where I felt like I really am a designer now, and I was happy with what I've done, because it's rare to feel happy with what I've done. It's so hard to get everything right.
The Audio Design Museum is a living museum where the city becomes the exhibition space. You could look at it like an urban safari about creativity. If you want to do the entire tour, you can download it to your device and print out the maps, which will guide you to the individual locations and give you some backgrounds on the designers. There you can listen to designers in their studios, their galleries and businesses. So it's a show and tell about their ideas, their creativity, and about the work they've made.